Well, good morning everyone, Alan here. It's Monday, September the 2nd, Labor Day, and it's about 7:35, and I'm headed to the hardware store. Good morning again. We're back from the hardware, and where we picked up the Bluebird slit seeder. This works with some rollers in the front that kind of cut down into the ground, and then the seed hopper on the back, which lets the seed fall down in those rows that have been cut into the ground. So we got that all ready to go. You can see that I've got my GCI Turf Academy or Turf Services turf type tall fescue ready to go. Been real excited about planting this. Been watching videos now for a little over a year, and trying to pick up as much knowledge as I can about the proper way of seeding and watering and mowing and all of that. So anyway, as you can see by the yard behind me, it's already been killed off, all the grass, the weeds, everything. So anyway, I decided to do it this way on this lawn renovation. Also, I just picked up a bag of Scott's starter fertilizer. Anyway, that's an important part of it. And you can, I just put this here since I didn't get any video of me killing the grass, but I used my Sprayers Plus 2-gallon sprayer to put down glyphosate to kill everything. So anyway, we're gonna get some seed in the hopper, get it started, find the right depth to cut down in the grass. I might add that I did go over this with the lawnmower and cut it down really low after it all died. So hopefully the ground is not too hard, and it will cut down into it good. So anyway, we're going to get going, and stay with us, and we'll have more for you. Well, I'll tell you, it's hard to beat the humidity here in Central Virginia. Just finished with the slit seeder. Man, the humidity it's 10 after 9, and it's already kind of brutal. So one of the things that I learned when doing the slit seeding was that it almost acted like a dethatching, and I ended up with a lot of dead grass on top that sort of stirred it up, and it kind of got a little clumpy. Although it ought to make a good cover, similar to putting down straw, I guess. But I'm going to take this landscape rake and go over the places that are really thick and kind of smooth it out a little bit. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but I just feel like that I don't want it to remain kind of clumpy in the yard that way. So I'm going to do that, and then I may go back over it again. We'll just have to see. I'm not sure. It's really hard with the slit seeder to see the seed coverage, and I filled that hopper up I was thinking that if I went over this a couple times, 3 times, that it would probably pretty much empty that hopper, and really the truth of it is it's only gone down about half. So I do want to make sure that I get enough seed down for this project. So after I rake it a little bit, I may take a just a crank seeder and go ahead and go over it one more time, just give it a little insurance. So I hadn't really planned on doing this part, but I'm just feeling like it will be a much neater job if I do. So anyway, I better get to it and catch you in a little bit. Something I learned might save you a little time and save you a little heartache. I went and hand raked all of the dead grass. The slit seeder sort of acted as a dethatching process, and it brought up a lot of the grass while it was also putting down seed. I was afraid it just would end up being too clumpy, so I went over the whole thing with a rake, which not too bad, but I believe if I had to do over next time, what I would do is take and set the mower on a lower setting, cut it down right to the ground as close as you can, and then follow up with a lawn sweeper, pull behind a garden tractor and sweep up all of those clippings. That way your cutters on the slit seeder have a better chance of really getting down in the soil. Also, the ground is a little hard, so what I'm going to do now is run the sprinkler for maybe 30-40 minutes, see if I can just dampen it enough to get those cutters down in the soil. I don't want to do it too much where it makes it muddy. That'll be the trick, is just getting the right amount on there. And so we'll go over it again and put down some more seed, and we'll report back to you how it worked. Alright, so this Scott's starter fertilizer calls for a setting of 3.5 on their spreader. So I'm setting it at 4. I've got a little over 2,000 square feet back here. It's supposed to cover, this whole bag is supposed to cover about 5,000 square feet. So I'm just going to kind of gauge it as I go along and try to put down about half of this fertilizer. I've kind of gotten used to the spreader and kind of know what it's doing, so I'm able to do that. I'm not real picky about measuring out exactly the amount of pounds per 1,000 square feet. It's, it's fertilizer, starter fertilizer, so as long as I don't go crazy either way, should be fine. So anyway, we're going to get to spreading. Okay, just a little word about the edges. I took the little small Manus tiller, actually it's a Husqvarna, and went along the edges with the slit seeder. It's hard to get, but so close. And I want to make sure I get a good stand excuse me, on the edges. So I just tilled that up, threw in a little seed by hand, and I had just some potting soil laying around, so I'm going to go back and just sprinkle a little bit of that over the edges to protect the seed and give it a little extra soil contact. I really like to have a good stand here at the edges. Particularly, it's one of the hardest places sometimes to get it to be full. So we'll try this. First time I've ever done this, but it just occurred to me that little tiller would be just kind of the perfect tool to be able to do that, because you can get really close, and if you're careful you can do it and not even hit the concrete. So that's a good thing. Anyway, once I get this all down, we'll water everything in and try to keep it good and moist. It's supposed to be pretty warm temperatures this next week, but also supposed to get a little rain midweek, so I'm hoping that I can get a little help from Mother Nature middle part of the week. Man, this is finally the part that I really enjoy, is getting ready to, when you get to the point where you can turn on the sprinklers and just keep it moist and then watch it grow. My plan is to come back every week and give you a couple different views of the yard to see how the grass is coming in. I know when I watch videos, the one thing I really enjoy seeing is the before and after, and I really enjoy seeing the progression. From everything I hear of this GCI turf grass, is supposed to, in about 7 days you should have some grass coming up, and it looks like some people have more, some people have less. I guess it depends on how moist they keep it and other conditions. But anyway, that's my plan, is every Sunday afternoon or sometime over the weekend, is to kind of give you an update of how things are coming in, and so we can see the progress. Like I said earlier in the video, my goal is to try to get the grass up to where when I have to blow leaves off, it'll be strong enough to withstand that and yet be able to get the leaves off. It's a real tricky window. And I know I'm a little bit early, but I really figure with the warm temperatures and the fact that I can keep it moist this week, and then should have some rain middle of the week and maybe by the end of the week, it just seemed like a good opportunity to go ahead and do it. I've got two other places on my lawn. I've got two side lawns at the front that I'm also working on. Probably won't do anything with those until this starts coming up. And I'll show you that when I get to it. I'm going to do it a little different way, since we took out a lot of old shrubbery and things. We've got bare dirt there, so won't use the slit seeder on that, do something a little different. Anyway, I just want to give a special thanks to Pete Denny with GCI for all of his encouragement through his videos and through his testimony and through everything, and for taking the time to do these videos to teach us how to do it right. Not a lot of people will share like Pete will, and I really appreciate him and appreciate him doing that. I'm no expert at it, but I've heard from an expert, so we're going to give it a try and see what we can do. And so anyway, if you like this video and you want to see others, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you'll get notification. And I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll watch it grow together. Hope you have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.